And we are back. Oh my gosh. Pirate Ninja shirt. Loot crate. For life. For life. No, it's not gonna be for life. I'm actually looking for another crate to take over Loot Crate's thing, just to mix it up. Mix it all up. See what happens. Don't you? I need a new webcam, man. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Need a new webcam. You know what? I think I'm gonna shop for that tonight. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. We are here for worth it question mark Far Cry 4. Oh, how do I even put this? Um Far Cry 4 is fantastic. That's what it is. Far Cry 4, in my opinion, should be game of the year. I say that because I can't find much wrong with the game. It is fun. It's immersive. It's a lot of replayability. And isn't that what we want in games? I mean, for games, we want somebody to, we want a game to take us on a journey and an adventure and immerse us in the world and leave us having our money's worth and being, just, pulled in. Pulled in is my tea from my throat. Oh, so hot. So hot. So, and Far Cry 4, though, if we're talking, because Dragon Age just came out with a new one, and that is a great game. That's a fun, long, immersive game as well. I mean, it does have some glitches in it. It does. It really does. Not really a game I wanted to put on YouTube because it's just not. It's so long. That's a Twitch game. Or you find somebody and that's all they play for the next 5 months. Let's be honest. That's all they play for 5 months. But Far Cry 4 takes you into the world. It doesn't stray too far from 3. It doesn't at all. But it builds on that. It builds on the fun of hunting the animals and the enemies just, being responsive and adaptive. And in this one, man, those enemies will tear you up. They have mortars in this one. So if you go into town and they see you, they'll start firing mortars on you. Oh my gosh. That's instant death, man. So let's go through our bullet points on the game. As you saw from my Assassin's Creed graphics, when we're talking about next generation, doesn't matter, in my opinion, these days, because all the graphics should be fantastic. If I have to bring up graphics on a game, it's not good. So let's talk about the game world itself. Instead of the graphics, let's talk about the location and the aesthetics, and if the game immerses you into its environment. A lot of on the rails games don't do that. You just go down a dark corridor with invisible walls on each side. I mean, you see the grass over there, and then when you go to go look at the grass, you hit like an invisible wall. And you're just running in place, doing nothing. I didn't find too many borders in Far Cry 4. It's pretty big. The environment is stunning. The caves, it's explorable. I still haven't found. I have put probably 50, 60 hours into this game. I mean, honestly, you guys have noticed that I haven't put up a lot of new games on my channel, and I'm one for putting up the games as soon as they come out. I have Lego Batman 3. I bought Grand Theft Auto 5. I have WWE 2K15. But between Assassin's Creed and Far Cry 4, who got time, man? Who got the time? So let me say this. Far Cry 4's world is huge and explorable, and the environment is alive, and it just pulls you in. It does. From the radio to the people, the enemies, the AI is pretty good. You know, sometimes they're not the smartest in the world. You know, because if I pop their buddy right in front of them and they look at him for a minute, they're like, "Oh, back to patrolling. I'm gonna patrol again." That kind of gets. I mean, I wish we would like improve on that, but look at the vast area that this game covers. I think that they were like, hey, we could put a lot of content in and make the AI somewhat not, as responsible with that. I mean, what they do with AI now is pretty incredible. It really is. So to say, to say that and to nitpick on that is that's kind of being like a selfish gamer. If you want to be honest about it, that's me being selfish. It's like, here, I'll give you this whole playground, but if I don't like the way the trees are swaying, I'm like, oh, well, this sucks. No, that's not right on my part, is it? They put a lot of hard work into that. Okay? The other parts of the AI, oh man, they'll destroy you. They'll destroy you. It's just sometimes when you kill somebody and they see it, they will try to hunt you down, but then they'll give up. In my opinion, they should stay on alert. Maybe become a little more aggressive. But maybe call back into headquarters or something. But I'm not a game developer, and that's a whole thing, and code and nerd stuff. Okay? But as far as the AI and the environment and the animals and the whole Kyrat together, the whole place, fantastic, dude. It's so amazing. It is. It's immersible. You feel like you're actually there. Okay, so let's talk about story now. Story is pretty good, pretty funny. You get to make decisions in this game. You get to follow one or two leaders. Actually, the decisions start at the very first of the game. You can actually choose to stay where you are, and the game will end in about 15 minutes, because that's what the dictator wants you to do, Pagan Min. You can actually stay at the very beginning, as the dictator tells you to do, and the game will end in about 15 minutes. That's your first ending. I think there are 2 more after that. And then along the way, you'll fight for the golden path. And when you're in the golden path, there are 2 people vying for leadership, Sabal and Amita. And they each have their own agenda, their own way they want to go with it, which is, they're not easy decisions because both of them are kind of messed up. Okay? I'd like to pop them both in the head and go my own way. And then, of course, the game culminates with you making a final decision for who you want to be in charge. And then at the end of the game, you make another decision about the emperor, what you want to do with him. And along the way, you have decisions on to kill somebody, important people in the story, or not to kill them. And that plays in the story too. So the replayability on the story is fantastic. You can replay this a bunch of times and get different outcomes for certain parts of the game, and that's pretty cool. The other really good part about the story is the actors and the acting itself. The acting was really well done. There was no bad parts to the acting. The characters were vibrant. They were out there. This is an adult game. There is language. The characters really popped out in the world. They were really interesting. There was good humor at times. The missions themselves, which comes along with the story, are pretty cool. They weren't, and I know it's like, all right, go capture this. We need this. Go blow this up. And that's pretty much all first-person shooter games where you just go shoot them, and it's technically it's the same formula every single time. Technically it is. But Far Cry 4 has a way of doing it to where, since the AI is so adaptive, and then you have the animals out in the world, and you have, when you're actually going through the mission, you have these other side things happening where you're getting shot at, or somebody will shoot a rocket launcher at you just because. It makes every time you do it different. So it's not the same. It's really not. And then all the guns you can choose from in the game add to everything else. So you can adapt your gameplay style to this game, period, to however you want it to be. Okay, so the missions are really good. Ton of side missions. Tons of side missions. I still haven't even done them all. I've only scratched the surface, and I'm telling you, I've put like 50, 60 hours in this game. I spent a lot of hours like hunting animals, getting all my crafting up, getting all my gear up, trying to unlock weapons, doing the arena, stuff like that. I mean, there's a ton of stuff to do. I guess now we hit to controls. The controls themselves are very responsive. They're really good. I had no real problems. At first, it took me a little bit to learn the aiming and just the recoil of all the guns and stuff. But the controls are actually really good. There was a couple times that I was trying to run and jump and grab a ledge, and sometimes it wouldn't work the way I wanted it to. So that jumping off a cliff and trying to get the wingsuit off in time, it wasn't as fast and responsive as I'd like. Because you're supposed to run and jump, hit L3, and your wingsuit goes off. Well, sometimes since I was running, because that's L, you push down L to run, and then you jump off. Well, I guess it takes a minute for that L thing to stop registering, because you got to hit L3 again to make the wingsuit go. And I dropped down too low sometimes, and I didn't have the altitude I wanted for the wingsuit, or I'd hit a cliff or something below me. So that part I didn't like, but once again, nitpicking, I didn't use the wingsuit that much. The gyrocopter, the little copter they have in the game, it was my go-to every single time driving on the streets. Just took too long for me. I always found a helicopter and just flew the helicopter there, period. They really get, I mean, it's the people and the cultures and environments, man. Everything pops. Everything's so pop. Pagan Min, the main guy in the story, so good. He was so funny. Okay, so we talked about immersion, the story, the actors, the controls. The other thing with this game was, I guess we can talk about companion apps. They had a companion app. They have a poker thing on Android and iPhone and all that stuff. I didn't do it. I always had way too much money, because you could actually bet your real in-game money and win more money. I always had too much, and I just didn't feel like doing the poker stuff, because it wasn't true poker. If it was true poker, I'd have played it, but I just didn't feel that I didn't feel it was worth it. So I can't really comment on that. I'm sure a lot of people played it and they said they liked it, but I didn't touch the companion app. Oh, season pass. Okay. If you watch my Assassin's Creed Worth It review, you know how I feel about season passes. I pre-ordered this game, which I think included the Herc thing. I don't remember if I bought the season pass. I got whatever the Herc thing was, where you got the 3 missions from Herc and you got the harpoon gun, which I didn't even use the harpoon gun. I just like the Herc missions. Season pass, I'm gonna try. I don't know, man. It's gonna go from game to game for me. All they're doing is giving you extra guns and stuff. I did buy some stuff off the Uplay. I bought the pistol, which I used pretty much the whole time. I bought that off there. I didn't buy. They had a thing on the Uplay about painting the elephants. I didn't paint the elephants. I don't even think I rode an elephant more than twice. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, the elephant, they're so awesome," and they were, but they just didn't fit my playstyle. They do have co-op in this game. I didn't do the co-op too much. I pretty much took out the fortresses by myself just to test my skills and stuff like that. Because at times I felt the game was too easy. And then the game would, kick me in the balls and show me who the boss was. So they do have co-opable missions that people can jump in and play with you. Unlike Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed has co-op, but you have to play only the co-op missions. I didn't put that in my review in Assassin's Creed because I didn't do any of the co-op missions yet. I'm going to, but not right now. Mainly was interested in the story itself. So do I think Far Cry 4 is worth purchasing? Hell yeah, I think I gave it to you at the beginning of the whole thing. The game is fantastic. If you want a game that is going to give you hours and hours and hours and hours, then yes, this is the game for you. This is a really cool game. I could probably spend 80 hours on this game and still not beat everything. But I have to move on to other games. I can't keep putting up YouTube videos of Far Cry 4 when I have, look, oh, where is it? Right here. Here's my other games right here that I gotta play. Batman, Lego 3, WWE's in there, bunch of stuff's in there. And then I have a bunch of Steam games. So Far Cry 4 is super worth it. You should definitely buy it, even if you said, "Oh, it doesn't look any different than Far Cry 3," which I said that at the beginning of my playthrough of this. If you watch my first video, I said, "Doesn't I'm not too excited because it doesn't look too much of a departure from 3." But you know what, man? You get in there and you start playing it, and you're popping headshots left and right, and you're gunning people down, or you're shooting rhinos in the face. It's fun. It is super fun. And isn't that why we play video games? For fun and relaxation instead of stressing ourselves out? If you want to be stressed out over a game, then go play StarCraft 2 online. Go play CSGO online, you know? Not Call of Duty. You don't get stressed out in Call of Duty unless you're complaining about the lag or that you can't connect to a server. So, yes, go out and buy Far Cry 4. Thank me later. So, in the comments, put if you played it, did you buy it? Did you like it? Do you hate it? You know, in there, put something about tomatoes, just so I know you watch this video. Just put something in there about tomatoes, and I know that you watch this video, and I know you're actually listening out there. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Sometimes I wonder. But thanks for watching. I really super awesomely, stupendously appreciate it. Like, subscribe, review, Facebook, Twitters, I don't know, whatever, Instagram, all those things. No, I don't have any links for those up. I just say it because everybody else is saying it. As always, stay honky, /nerdy, /awesome, /yourselves. Hugs, loves, kisses, ladybugs. Talk to you later.